Dang. Glasses are dirty. What's up? So, today we're actually going to talk about a blaster I like. Not that I talk about blasters I don't like, but this is one that, like, I actually feel kind of... I feel a pang in my heart having to let it go. But that's just how it is. I didn't play with it enough, so it hit the chopping block floor. It's not in its original configuration, and admittedly, I don't know, this is one of my favorite blasters to thrift. I've thrifted like 2 or 3 of them, and I tend to accidentally mess them up, but it's the Star Wars Stormtrooper E-11 blaster. Now, they've done this a few times. They've done like a rival one that's essentially like a pump-action Apollo, if my memory serves correctly. They've probably actually done... This is like one of the older ones. I couldn't tell you exactly what this one was. Actually, hold on. Maybe I can find it on the... Who knows? It's a secret. But due to like the lack of like the New Order symbol. Also, yeah, this is not the scope that goes on it, nor the magazine that comes with it. But like, I kind of cobbled it together to kind of make it look the part. As everybody knows, the Stormtrooper E-11 blaster is essentially just a British Lancaster submachine gun with a shorter magazine, like a 5 to 10 round magazine, as opposed to the normal like 20 to 30 round one. Put a weird scope on it. This one does not have the stock on it, but it does have an in-strike compatible stock. No barrel lug. That's okay. This one is pump action, is primed right now. It's essentially a Raider. Rampage? Raider was the first one. I think a Rampage was like the elite one that came out afterwards. Either way, it is essentially a Raider, but in a smaller, kind of like, not quite primary, not quite secondary, but kind of like a PDW style. It's not very long. Feels good. It was one of my favorite blasters to kind of like kit up and just play around in the house with. Like, I like to throw a modulus stock on it. You know, old fans of the channel will know that I like side-mounted magazines, and I like pump act. That one's not that quirky, the pump action thing, because you kind of, to have a decent blaster, it has to be pump action. But this was one that I actually don't remember making a video in the past, so I don't know, I might be double dipping here, but either way, I just sold this one in this configuration. I believe the scope is like from one of those modulus accessory packs that they came out with, like the CQB TAC one or whatever, that might have had like a fake flashlight and a bayonet. I don't know, I don't remember. Or the sniper one that came with the bayonet, not the bayonet, you ding dong, the bipod. But yeah, it's a fun little blaster. It's not, I mean, true to most what are they, collaboration blasters that this one's got the Star Wars brand on it, and like the Fortnite blasters have the branding on it. Those are the collaboration blasters. They tend to underperform their equivalent Nerf counterpart, and I will say this one does shoot a little light, but in planking terms, it's all right. I did kind of want to put like a short dart conversion in it, because that would have been sweet, but I don't know, I think it's fun. It's got a, you know, an unjamming door right here. It just feels like a Serbu Shorty style, like small shotgun, like short barrel shotgun. It's got slam fire, of course. You'll know I actually like I set up a couple mags this time as opposed to only having one. It looks good with any kind of mag in it, if you ask me. I'm being a little more careful so I don't smack myself this time. Some people get hang-ups about having side-mounted mags because they can't come around a corner or might accidentally smack themselves. I think they look neat. So that's just slam fire. But I just now this mag's about as long as the blaster itself, so I'll admit this is a little ridiculous. This is one of my Worker 22s, but of course you gotta. I can't recommend this, but at least it this is the mounted version of it. This is the 50-round drum of a Titan, for those not in the know. Which is pretty much the only reason to get a Titan, is to get this drum. I'll talk about that one at a later date. But, yeah, I mean, you could put any kind of stock on it, but I do prefer, like, just because, like, having a fixed stock and just, like, it could just be the creep donkey in me, but I do appreciate a good firm grip, you know, pressed up against your shoulder, as suggestive or otherwise you want it to be. But yeah, I just put I put a pic of it up like this because, like, you know, I found it without any of the accessories. But I was like, you know what? I'll put something. I don't really. Everybody knows that the sights. Everybody knows this, that the sights are suggestive. Wow. They're just for show. All the attachments that Nerf has are for show, essentially, except for this particular modulus. I'm trying to remember the name of the blaster. Not that it matters. Regulator? Regulator. See? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you remind me? But, yeah, it's a neat blaster. I can't say I particularly care a whole lot about Star Wars now, as evidenced in my Kira Solo blaster. But, like, I like, at least as a franchise. But I tend to like the blasters that they come out because this is really the side-mounted mag and the pump action. It just feels good. And I don't know, it does satisfy, like, the kid in me, like, growing up playing, like, Star Wars Battlefront 2 and 1, of course. But, can't hit nothing because it's a Stormtrooper blaster, but it's also Nerf, so you're still not going to hit nothing. So, go figure. It would be neat to see, like, some of the, watch, I'm going to say this shit, and then, like, because it's the, those, like, when they started making a lot more Star Wars blasters, like, they had the side-mounted rev switch, like, long barrel, like, rifle-looking one. I don't know nothing about that one. Like, these are the significant gaps. I would say significant, but, like, that's one blaster. But, like, some of the, like, I pretty much had one of each of the Han Solo blasters because Integral Magazine, baby. Of course I had that. But, spoiler alert, they all suck. But they were neat. I don't really mind if a blaster sucks if it brings something interesting to the table. And of course, by my standards, that's just a side-mounted magazine. Either way, I guess I'll find the actual designation because, like, again, like I said before, like, the E-11's been done a few times. You can't make a Star Wars blaster without, you know, make it an E-11. I would like to see the Rebel one. You know, the one Rebel blaster. I think that would be like the Captain... I don't remember what it's called. I'm going to stop. Anyway, that's tonight. That's tonight. That's it. Tonight with Lorem. The Tonight Show. What are you still doing here? Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm holding my mouse as if I'm going to click. This is on my phone. It's falling apart. It's a fucking mess. Anyway, night. See y'all. Okay.